I got a message from a subscriber. They wanted to know if I could blacken the handle of a double bit axe they got. This is that axe. Surprisingly good shape for a box delivered through United States Postal Service. Pretty sure it's common for them to drop kick things, so let's have a look at it. A great shaped box in the shape of my home state here. I don't know, Utah, kind of, you get the, Wyoming's up, anyway. Yeah, this guy saw saw my video blackening a handle and sent me a picture and asked if I could blacken the handle of this guy. So I responded, yeah, sure, why not? Oi, what is on that handle? Is that plastic? Feels like plastic on there. Now let's get this off. That's a really short handle for such a big bit here. That's probably a 3-pound head. And I gotta take that off to blacken it. Get rid of the sheath so I don't ruin that too. It's got some sanding marks on it. Looks like it was hit with an orbital sander. Did that pattern in there. We can fix that. We can make this look sharp. I mean, it's a decent handle. I'm gonna have to ask him where he got this thing. This is kind of neat. But yeah, that, whatever this is, comes right off. It feels like Teflon almost. There's some kind of spray paint. Now let's take this off and have a good look at what we're dealing with here. Okay, love the sheath. That feels like a custom-made job. This is a good leather sheath, I'll tell you that much right now. It's thick leather on both ends. It looks to me handmade. It's beautifully done. I do really like this. This is not bad. We're gonna have to get this off of here. If I burn that, and I can do a test drill, it feels like a waxy plastic substance, so let me get something. I'm gonna scratch that and see what it does when I burn it. But I would be willing to bet that it will melt. I wanna get this off of there, because if I burn this handle like I'm going to, and that's on there, it's gonna mess things up. It'll plug up the pores of the axe and cause problems. Let me grab a lighter here. Melts, shrivels, boils, and that'll just gum up like that, and it'll clog up the pores, and the pores won't absorb, the wood grain in the pores won't absorb linseed oil as well as it ought to. That might work just fine. Then we'll use a sandpaper to smooth it all out. Scrapers like this sharpened piece of metal make it easier to get up underneath the head here. So you can see it's bled down into the pores. That's all right, it happens. Alright, this is where we're at now. I got all that, what I'm pretty sure was spray paint. I got that off of there. Not a bad look. Just feels like wood right now. If I run my hand across there and I get any kind of waxy sensation, like down here, I just run my scraper on there again and try to remove just a surface layer of whatever it is, as well as like it's got some scratches in the wood here. This kind of smooths those out. All I got is a putty knife that I've got from the dollar store, and I sharpened it. See down here we've got a few scratches. I can scratch this, and it's like sanding, so I can remove those scratches. I always go with the grain of the wood. If you go against, you can rip out grain, and that's just kind of unsightly. But anyway, this, as an axe this isn't a bad look. I like the darkened grain look on there. It's kind of neat, but it's very vanilla, very kind of plain. So he wanted the blackened handle. We're going to deliver a blackened handle. Just making sure I got every bit of this off, because when you burn the wood it'll burn out the lignin, and you'll end up with just the cellulose as an external protector that's only like a 64th of an inch thick. It's very thin. It doesn't. The people say brittles the handle. They're full of crap. 99.9% of the handle still remains completely unaltered. You would really have to go at it with the torch and burn deep into the wood and heat the wood up until it's ready to split, and age it quite significantly before you'll sacrifice or at least compromise the strength and the durability and the toughness of a handle like this. So the haters are just full. They can just hate. They're wrong. But it does protect it, and like I said, I did this guy years ago, long enough ago that it's been sitting on my shelf, replaced with like no maintenance on this fella, nothing. I've done nothing to it, and it's stayed this crisp black color with a good solid wood feeling and a nice, just I love it. It's perfect. You couldn't ask for a better handle than this thing. So we're going to strip this down into splits, split this down into strips. English is hard today. When you do this kind of a process, you do not want to sand with any higher grit than 220, otherwise you plug up the pores of the wood with the wood fiber. It's great if you want to hit it on a buffing wheel and shine it, but all it's doing when you're doing that is plugging up the pores, making it harder for it to absorb the linseed oil. There's still some of that oil and plastic that's melted down into the wood. Not necessarily melted, but just soaked into the wood, and I want to get as much of that off as possible, just so that it looks as good as possible in the end. I don't want globs of carbon and gunk off the thing. Up here, I always make sure to sand really close and always in the same direction as the wood grain. And it's hard, you just have to push a thumb up in there and pull back. But if it were easy, everyone would do it, right? Alright, here it is. We are all ready to burn this thing. We got it oil free. We got it, hopefully, we got most of that spray paint type looking stuff off there. It's smooth. It looks pretty good like it is now. You throw some boiled linseed oil on that and it wouldn't be too bad of an axe, but we are gonna burn that. I think it'll look great. Alright, we'll get her done. Just using some nap gas. Alright, lads. Let's do it. You want to go up and down. You don't want to go at one place at one time. You want to hold it in one place because it can warp and crack. Move it around, warm the handle up evenly. Watch your edge. Don't get your edge. It'll wreck it up here. Stay away from there. We're going to do this part up here near the axe bit with a smaller torch. like paint with fire. This is just medium fine. It's not, it's like 00 or something, I don't know. I just want to take it and get, we don't want all that carbon on there, so we're going to get rid of that. Kind of smooth everything down here. It also pulls out that wood grain even better. Wow, I'm happy with the way this turned out. That looks real good. Alright, last step, linseed oil. We're going to take this string here and I'm going to tie it around one of these bits up here so that I got some way to hang it to dry. And I'm not cutting this off because I don't know the length, the distance I'm going to hang it. So I'm just going to do a jam knot here. What do they call it? 2 on the inside, 1 on the outside, something like that. Essentially it's just a slip knot. Slide it down like that and it holds. Then I can lift the whole axe head up by that string and let it hang to dry without anything touching this handle. Because right now this handle is darn near perfect. Still getting a little carbon off of there. But that's fine. That'll soak in and help seal the wood. So I'm just going to give it a final like finger inspection here and make sure I don't have any bits of steel wool hanging off of there anywhere. And so far it just looks good, real good. I'm proud of this. So gloves, because I don't like to get the linseed oil on my hands. Probably not good to absorb into your body through your skin. You could use a rag to rub stuff on there, but it also leaves fibers on there, so I'm just going to use my hands. I prefer it to stay as clean as possible. And then I'm just going to pick it up and go hang it up, and we'll see it again tomorrow when it's all hardened. Alright, let's do this, shall we? Alright, I'm going to go hang this up and I will see you guys tomorrow. Alright, there it is. We got it done. I put a mirror shine on the edge. That was stuck in the log, so it's not so shiny, but I touched up the edge a bit, took all the spray paint off the head and the handle. I think it looks sick. Put a lanyard hole in it there. Get my foot out of the frame. So there you go. Tiny bit of the green showing through like that. I think it looks pretty good. Freehanding it here, so yeah, on mine, if you notice, I took a screwdriver and pushed it up into that. On this one, come on, focus. So on this one I didn't do that simply because I didn't like the way it looked. This is as good as you can get without blackening the head before you, or the handle before you put the head on, which I probably wouldn't do. You can definitely take some charcoal and rub it up in there with a Q-tip that would eventually wear off. So I just left it as is and used a little lighter to get up in there as good as I could. But it looks pretty sick. All right, here it is. An airplane. Here it is. Just one last look at it before I take it off to the post office. If you'd like something like this, get in contact with me somehow through Facebook or just send me an email and we'll discuss options. You can either send me one of your own like this fella did, or you could I'll buy it for you, blacken the handle, and send it back to you. We'll discuss pricing options and whatnot, but that said, I think it looks pretty sick. Yeah, I'll gotta get this in the mail. So you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for your support, and take care of yourselves, and yeah, we'll see you on the next one.